welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and today I have my Pan That Palette or Pan Those Palettes update for you. I am doing two different palettes, and I'm feeling very good about it. I am doing the fun-sized theme that is part of the PANtastic Ladies Facebook group. It was voted on. That is any like small pocket-size, fun-size kind of palette, and for that one, I am doing the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions palette. And then for the Better Together theme, which is by Paula, I should have said Jackie Lootens Fun Size theme, one for the PANtastic Ladies. And then Paula does the Better Together theme. And I am doing the Marc Jacobs Fantasy palette because they're better together. I have a cool and I have a warm. And I don't know why I always hold things upside down, but I do. And that's okay. We're kind of crazy here on this channel, and it's all good. We don't have those pretenses. It's mayhem, chaos, foolishness all the time. So let's get into this update because I feel like I'm doing great with this one, and yeah, I'm very happy with my update on both of them. So for the fun size, the PANtastic Ladies theme, again by Jackie Lootens. She's going to be linked down below. I'm not sure if she has any other social media besides Facebook, but I am going to have her name listed down below, and if there is a link in there for her, it's going to be on the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet is for everyone that has joined into this theme, so all the collaborators, and if you want to join in, of course, by all means, join in. Pick your fun size palette, and so mine is the Huda Beauty. I'm going to show you where I was last month. As you can see, I only had one tiny baby pan in shade 8 last month, and this is what it looks like now. Lots of difference here. You notice there's a little bit more silver showing on a few of these shades, which makes me very, very happy. So I'm going to have a picture up of the palette somewhere, and let's go over these shades. First one, shade 1. I do have a nice little dip going in that. Not amazing, but I am using it. I am very happy to have any kind of progress on that one. For shade 2, that one is actually really nice. I enjoyed this quite a bit. It reminded me of some of the shades that were in that Revolution Reloaded Provocative palette that I worked on last year in my 23 and 2023. That would actually go very well with that palette. I enjoyed that quite a bit. It is almost like a warm berry tone, so that one is actually very easy for me to use. And notice I've got baby pan in there. I'm so happy to have a new pan in that one. Shade 3 is a tough one. It is not an easy shade for me to use. It is a little bit cooler than I generally like to wear, but I do have a little bit of a dip going in that one. Shade 4 is probably my favorite matte in the entire palette, and I have pan on that one. Very excited. I really like the shade a lot. I'm actually working on two different eyeshadows that are almost identical. I have one that is a depotted shade in, I don't even remember which project, plus this one, so I kind of split time with them. I always make sure one of them is in my current makeup basket, and I'm very happy to be making good progress on that. It's nice to see that little silver pan peeking through. Moving on to shade 5. Yes, I do have another pan in that shade. This one is a beautiful shade. It is a little darker than I normally would like for a topper shade, but I do actually really like it a whole lot, and I think I'm going to get good progress on this one as well. Moving on to shade 6 here. This is the only true purple for me in this. I really like this shade a lot, but I have a lot of purples that I've been working on, so I have not been getting as much use on this one as I should, but I do actually have a nice proper dip in this one. Moving down to the third row, shade 7. This is probably my least favorite shadow in the entire palette. It is not a good tone for me. It is too mid-tone. It doesn't really match my skin tone. I use it periodically. I don't love it. I suspect that that is going to be the last one standing, and I'm probably going to end up frankening at least portions of it when more of this palette is empty, and then I can just franken it into one of the empty pans, little bits at a time. So we're not going to even worry about that right now. I do intend to have it finished by the end of the year, but I'm not focused on it right now. Shade 8, I have definitely expanded the pan on that one. It is probably one of my favorite shades. I think these two are probably my favorite, and they're so very different, and they look good together, which definitely helps. But I love this shade. It is probably going to be the first one gone because I can use it on my inner corners, which doesn't use a whole lot, but I can actually use it on my lids as well. And of course that uses a whole lot more because I have a lot of real estate up there on my eyes. So yeah, I think that one's going to be the first one down, but it's still going to take a while. I actually do have side pan on that one, which is kind of nice. And this shade right here, number 9 in the corner, I haven't used it a ton. I have a little bit of disturbance in the pan. I think I've only used it once or twice. It is not my favorite. It's not as bad as this light matte here, but it is, I don't know, it's pink. It doesn't look as pink in the pan as it does on, like, in person. So that one's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but we're going to get through it. We are going to do it. I feel very good about where this palette is right now. I probably should make some predictions. So I'm going to say I'm going to attempt to hit pan in shade 1 and shade 6 by the next update. Okay, moving on to the Better Together. That was created by Paula, or A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. She is going to be linked down below as well. There's going to be a separate spreadsheet for that portion of the project because they're actually 2 separate projects, the Pan That palette and then of course the Better Together. So I have both of them linked down together, and since I am doing 2 palettes, I have them all in one video. So for that, I am doing the Marc Jacobs Fantasy palette. I love this palette. It is a little bit slower moving because the pans are deep. I'm not gonna lie, they're deep, but I enjoy the color story a whole lot, and I'm going to put a picture up of what it looked like before. And I definitely have some changes now. I have finally finished this matte cream shade, and I have my first empty pan in this palette, which makes me very, very happy because I feel like I'm making really good progress on this. All right, for shade 2, they do have names, but they're hard to read because it's upside down and, you know, and they're tiny. So shade 2, I have definitely expanded the pan on this one. I really like this as a transition shade for me. I can use it in the summertime. I'll be able to use it as like a real transition shade, where now I use it as like my second transition. I don't know if anybody else does that, like a first transition, a second transition. This right now is pretty much a second transition for me, but I have definitely expanded that pan a whole lot, and I'm going to just continue to do that. For this third shade here, again, it works as a second transition shade for me. I've definitely expanded the pan on this one, and I'm just going to keep doing that. On shade 4, I don't have a ton of usage on this one. This is not one that I have prioritized. I will probably use this a little bit more once I have some more like late spring, early summer color. I actually really like this as a blush topper. It doesn't work very well on my lids because it is a satin, and I prefer, like, if I'm gonna have like some shimmer, I want it to like really show, where this one doesn't, and it is very mid-tone for me, and it doesn't really complement my eye looks the way I like them to. So I'm probably going to reserve this, like I said, for a blush topper as I get a little bit more color in my face. Shade 5 is definitely one of my favorites. This one moves around in the pan a little bit, but I'm okay with that. It is a very soft shade. I've used it quite a bit. I have expanded the pan, though it doesn't really look like it as much because, like I said, it does move, but I am thinning it out just a little bit under this pan here, and I am not worried at all that this is going to be done by the finale. For shade 6, I use this a lot. It is extremely pigmented. I definitely have expanded the pan. I wish it was expanding a little bit quicker, but I have a shade like this in 2 other palettes that I'm working on. They're not identical, but they're extremely close, and I kind of am splitting time with them. I do think it is going to be done by the finale, but it is going to be just like slow expansions of the pan for right now, and I will eventually get that one done. And shade number 7, I have ever so slightly expanded the pan on this one. It is not one that I use frequently, while I still have shade, 3 left. I definitely like shade 3 a little bit better than this one, but I did want to use it a little bit just so I knew that I used all but that one center shade, because I know I have a plan for that one. But overall, I am very pleased with my progress, especially since I did finish this one right here. So I'm just going to continue to work on this. I probably should make some predictions for this one or set some goals for this one. And I think My goals are just going to be 2 goals and these 2 matte shades right here. Just continue to expand the pan. I'm hoping to have like really good pan expansion by the next update on both of those. I am very, very happy with the progress that I'm making on these. I do think that I probably will have both of them finished by the end of the year. The Huda Beauty is going to be here the longest because this is not something I can wear every single day. Purples really kind of are a neutral for me, or berries are anyway, but yeah. This is not a standalone palette for me, so I will have to work other things in with this one, but I still think I can probably get it done as long as I kind of franken that one in the corner, this one down here. It is just, it's not a good shade for me, but I will find a way to make it work. And the Fantasy, that's a piece of cake for me. It really is. Definitely go check out everyone else that has joined into both of these projects. Again, they're going to be spreadsheets down below. And if you want to join into either one of them, by all means, we would love to have you on this crazy panning journey. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.